Alright guys, so as you can see, I'm on the ideas add page where I can add a video idea, but notice that I'm not logged in. Okay, so I don't want this to be able to happen. If we try to go to this route, it should boot us back to the login. So what we need to do is create a function which we're going to call ensure authenticated. Now there's a couple ways you could do this. You could go into your ideas route and you could create it here and you can implement it to whatever route you want, and then you'd have to recreate it in every single route. Okay, you'd have to write the same function, and I don't want to do that. That's going against the dry principle, don't repeat yourself. So what I like to do is create a helper that we can just import into any route that we want to use it with. Okay, so let's create a new folder in our root directory and we're going to call it helpers. All right, and then inside there we're going to create a file called auth.js. All right, now this project here, this is going to be our only helper function, but in the next one we're going to have quite a few, especially with handlebars. We're going to have quite a few handlebars helpers. But we're going to just say module.exports because this allows us to access it from, other files. And we're going to say ensure authentication and set that to a function. Okay, and this is going to have access to request, res, and next. And inside here, actually this will be ensure authenticated, not authentication. And what we'll do is we'll say if, and then with passport we can actually say if rec.isAuthenticated. Okay, so res.isAuthenticated, which is a function, and if that's true, then we just want to return next. Basically we want to call the next piece of middleware or the next function. All right, if it's not, then we want to redirect. So right here we'll set a message. We'll say rec.flash. It'll be an error message. So let's say error MSG, and we'll just say not authorized. Okay, and then we'll redirect. So we'll say res.redirect, and we'll go to our login screen. So /users/login. All right, and that's it. So let's save it. And you want to figure out what routes you want to protect. We want to protect the ideas add route. So let's go to our ideas routes and let's bring in that helper. So we'll go, let's see. I guess we'll go right here. We'll say load helper, and actually we don't even need to say load helper. Let's just, what we're going to do is bring it in as a variable. So we're going to use destructuring here. I'm going to use these curly braces and say ensure authenticated, and we're going to take that out from require / helpers /auth. All right, so using these curly braces, we can take any function name that we want. So if we wanted to put something else here, like we put a comma and we said some function, we could pull that out as well by just going here and putting a comma and saying some function. All right, so now what we want to do is take this ensure authenticated function and add it as a second parameter to any route that we want to protect. So for instance, the add idea form. So I'm going to go right here and say ensure authenticated. Make sure you put a comma there too. So now if I save this and I'm not logged in, if I reload, I get booted out. Okay, if I try to go back to ideas/add, no go, it's not going to let me. Okay, now I also don't want to be able to go to ideas. So let's go ahead and go to this route right here, get slash, which is in the ideas.js file. So this is actually slash ideas. And we're just going to add ensure authenticated. And save. If I go and reload, boots us out. We also want to protect the edit. So I'm just going to copy this. We want to put it here as well. We want to protect the posts. Basically all of this. Okay, we want to protect everything here. The put. We should be authenticated to do any of this stuff. And there we go. So now all the ideas stuff is protected. Now if I log in, we can access all that stuff, okay? Okay, now the next thing that we need to handle is making it so that if we add a video idea, that it's connected to us. Now to do that, we're going to have to add on another field to the idea model. So if we look at the idea model, we have title, details, and date. What we need to do now is add a user, so that when we add an idea, the ID of the logged in user gets added to that schema, okay, or to that idea. So that's what we're going to jump into in the next lecture.